All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's go and check it out. See if this takes us, guys.
More American cities could soon start seeing U.S. military deployments, whether state officials want it or not. In Louisiana, Republican Governor Jeff Landry has formally requested permission from the federal government to activate up to 1,000 National Guard troops. While in Illinois, Democratic Governor JB Pritzker says the Trump administration is preparing to deploy 100 troops to his state after Border Patrol agents spent the weekend, quote, harassing and intimidating residents and tourists in Chicago. Pritzker calls the deployment plan a dangerous power grab. Today, President Trump told the nation's top generals and admirals that major U.S. cities should be military training grounds.
Okay.
San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places, and we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war, too. It's a war from within. I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military, because we're going into Chicago very soon.
Okay, guys. Okay, here's the thing. Louisiana absolutely needs it. They're in the top 5 most dangerous places in the United States of America pretty much consistently. St. Louis needs it. Memphis needs it. Baltimore needs it. And absolutely the west side and south side of Chicago needs it here. All right, like, listen, how long have we been dealing with these things, along with speaking about these things consistently, but yet we see no change? How much longer can we talk about doing things, saving people's lives? Because understand this here, while the left and Democrats are mainly saying, hey, listen, we under no circumstance want the National Guard in our cities. Okay, well then stop the criminality. All right, like, please understand here, as soon as the National Guard hits any of these cities that I just mentioned here specifically, it's going to stop things immediately. Those people that would have lost their existence are now going to be alive because the National Guard was there. Understand, this is also definitely a Band-Aid. But during the Band-Aided time, let's say, what needs to happen is we need to figure out ways so they don't have to be here. You get what I'm saying here, guys? So much talking, but no doing. Okay, like, we can have all these conversations in the world. We need to work on the self-worth of the people who are in these like hyper ghettoized areas. We need to work on their self-worth so they stop deleting people who look just like them. Okay, great. Well, the National Guard will fix that in a day. All right, and like, at least stop it in a day, and then we can kind of figure out while they're there some actual avenues we can basically take to stop the life loss.
The president there describing the situation as a war from within.
It is.
Now, Oregon is pushing back after the Trump administration called 200 members of the Oregon National Guard into federal service effective immediately for a 60-day deployment. Trump says the troops are needed to, quote, protect war-ravaged Portland. Attorneys for Oregon have filed a motion asking a federal judge for an emergency order blocking the deployment. We're joined now by Eric Zimmerman, a Portland City Council member and lieutenant colonel in the Oregon National Guard. Thank you so much for being with us. Can you tell us the latest that you have heard on any deployment plans to Portland? Have you or others received any notification? Have you been called up?
Hi, good morning, Brianna. Thanks. It's a good fall day here in Portland. I just want to be clear. Today I'm speaking as a Portland City Councilor and a representative of the downtown area where much of what we're talking about is taking place. With respect to National Guard questions, I think it's most important to direct those back to the Oregon Military Department and the Governor of Oregon.
Well played.
But for my own status, no, I have not received such an order.
Okay, and I do want to be clear. I understand the situation you were in. Members of the military are supposed to remain apolitical. You happen to have a job that makes that a little bit difficult. But if you can speak from that position that you have in your community, how would you describe things in Portland? Because we're hearing from officials here in Washington,
Certainly.
We're hearing from the president that it's war ravaged. You know, I have talked to people in Portland who would not describe it as such. How do you see the situation in Portland?
Yeah, the people that you spoke to most likely have the same ideology as the person that is speaking. Understand this here. People like this generally do not leave their echo chamber at all under any circumstances. So again, she asked someone from her own echo chamber what they feel about this.
Great question. And what I would say is that over the last few days, Portland has really been out, right? It's been good weather, and everybody knows the Pacific Northwest will have a rainy day occasionally. So people are out. We're having lunch at the food carts that Portland is famous for. College just started for a lot of our community college, so kids are getting back to school, get back to classes. It's an everyday normal event here in Portland in terms of what the situation on the ground is. That's why I have said over and over, beginning on Friday when we first got this news, that there is no situation that would dictate that some sort of increased federal presence is needed in Portland. The presence of a few protesters outside of the ICE facility doesn't warrant increased federal presence. In fact, 2 nights ago, Portland police were able to arrest 2 people who really did step over the line. And I think that that shows that Portland police has full control of the situation here in Portland, and that we are still enabling people to voice their First Amendment rights, their freedom to assemble, and holding them accountable to do it in a public order, safe and peaceful manner. So I certainly, as a representative of the downtown, would highly disagree, and I think that Oregon and Portland's lawsuit to stop this increase of federal forces inside of Portland is appropriate, because I have not seen any reason why such an action needs to be taken.
So what are you saying to residents?
I don't think he's looking.
It's because today the president says that he told Secretary Hegseth, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. He talked about Chicago, but of course, Portland is very much on the radar. What are the concerns that you're hearing from residents as we're hearing rhetoric like that?
Certainly, we have a lot of different concerns as residents of Portland. First and foremost, I think that residents are concerned that this will lead to an increase in the ICE type raids that we've seen in other parts of the country, where people are being detained and arrested largely based on the color of their skin and perceived status rather than any sort of due process. And so that is certainly front of mind for Portlanders.
Yeah, I think he basically, I think, just solidified my overall opinion of, I was trying to figure out, what is this guy all about here, right? He's a victim. And he's in promotion of a victimhood mentality, it seems, guys. Listen, here's the thing. Portland is a very interestingly tricky place, okay? I mean, the entire West Coast is absolutely basically the same place. Same ideology, same groupthink ideology. You're blaming unnecessary things on things that cannot under any circumstance be proven here. He's just saying things here. Now, is it plausible that people are being stopped because they have active deportation orders? I will go ahead and go on a limb and say that the majority of the people who are basically being stopped are these type of individuals. Do I think of this as being like a stop and frisk scenario? I hope it's not, right? If there is information that I do not have, I definitely would like to probably let me know in the comments, send me like a link or something so I can actually encounter that. And obviously my opinion will change with new information, if that makes any sense here, if it could be backed up. But it just sounds like he's just saying things here. But let's continue this, guys.
Immigrants and non-immigrants, because that seems so out of the good order of how we should go about our judicial system. With respect to Portlanders and our anticipation for what this type of increase of federal presence means, what I'm telling residents is you should make your opposition to this known. You should do it peacefully. Don't instigate anything at the ICE facility that then makes them, what I think is they're looking for an incident to use as a catalyst for a larger approach. And I think that would be really shameful on behalf of the federal government if they introduce that kind of situation. And so what I'm hoping is that Portlanders make their opposition to this increase known, and that there is no reason for federal troops to be sent to Oregon, that no constitutional or federal law, any legal reason that we would see that, and do so peacefully. Let's not give them what I think that some federal advisors are looking for.
And just really quickly before I let you go, if you were activated, would you comply or would you seek to somehow, resign from your position in the Guard?
Wow. Okay.
I think that the act of mustering to follow your orders is perfectly fine on those individual soldier levels. I would encourage anybody who's getting those orders from their chain of command to consult their chain of command and not take advice from a city councilor. This matter is personal and individual. So since I haven't gotten those such orders, and I don't expect to, I'm going to continue to speak as a city councilor for Portland and for downtown.
All right, we certainly understand that. Council member Eric Zimmerman, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Okay, so as we were going through this video here, I had to make sure I kind of understood kind of what was actually happening fully here. Civil unrest or riots would probably be the reason why Trump would be looking to send people out here. If protests escalate to widespread violence, arson, looting beyond what local police can control, that's the reason why this type of thing would happen here. Critical infrastructure protections, support during major events, state of emergencies. But guys, listen, if this is just a political move, then I understand why people could potentially be angry here, right? But we have seen some of the craziest things consistently happen in Portland, because it seems like some of the some of the crazies are out here, guys, right? Like some of the ones who walk around with, the all black and black masks and things like that, while complaining that ICE agents are wearing masks. Does that make any sense? The ones who are going to live within a contradiction, almost. You know why you wear a mask. You wear a mask because you don't want people to recognize who you are and immediately target you because of who you are, versus ICE agents who wear masks because, they have a family and they're doing a job, and the left is currently trying to absolutely assassinate their character, etc. They're just doing a job. Now, this guy, I mean, I get it. He's not commenting from the perspective of someone working in the National Guard, yet he still said, I can't really speak for the National Guard, and I'm not here in the capacity, but I think this is still pretty much enough to know who he is, right? Like, I mean, would he follow orders? He's like, I don't know. Yeah, talk to your chain of command. What are you talking about, bro? All right, either you are or you're not. Stop making excuses just to get on CNN. But either way, we're here for that, guys. I don't know. I'm not sure what I expected from this video that you guys have sent me here, but I expect Oregon and many of the other like blue states and strongholds to kind of push back against anything Trump is doing, regardless of if it's going to be beneficial to the local population of things, guys. This is just the type of place that fosters anarchists, guys. That's it, right? I mean, and that could be the reason why Trump is sending. I'm trying to think of all the logical reasons why someone would. I just hope that it's not for the sole purpose of, this is a blue state, let's piss them off, right? I don't think so, guys. I mean, Portland has a wild history with protests. Okay, but we'll see. Listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. And in the meantime, I will catch you guys later.